Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Lusaka Apex Medical University Research Presentations. I'm your host, Ms. Shinondo, here as part of Corporate Communications at LAMU. Today's topic is Getting Started with REDCap at LAMU, Building Better Research Databases and Surveys. Today's presenter is one of our own from IT department. Please take note that here at Apex, we have daily presentations. Monday are pre-medical, Tuesdays, preclinical, Wednesday, research, Thursday, ward rounds and presentations, as well as Fridays for mixed disciplines, ranging from Faculty of Health Science, nursing, pharmacy, and more. I would like to acknowledge the presence of our professorial team. We have Professor Njelesani, Professor Lambert, Professor Mudenda, Professor Mwava, Professor Biemba, Professor Kasonka. We also have Professor Imaus, Professor Gilani, as well as Professor Mwansa, to name a few. I would now like to invite our Deputy Vice Chancellor of Research and Innovation, Professor Mulenga, to briefly, or rather, to give his welcoming remarks. Professor Mulenga, I understand you're in the house?
Yes, and good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Professor. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the science presentation for the first one for this semester. And with me here, I've got Professor Godfrey Bienda, who's a professor of research and global health. And we also got Mr. Zulu, who is very competent with the REDCap system. REDCap stands for Research Data Capture. And also, let me also welcome the mentors for students who are going to do research, and also the people who've been in the background to prepare the presentation. I must say that we must thank Mr. Zulu for having taken time at a short time to prepare for the presentation. Let me just say that the REDCap system is a very robust system of data capture, which is well known worldwide. The Lusaka Apex Medical University is one of the many institutions globally that has been licensed to operate the REDCap from the Vanderbilt University. This REDCap is available to all researchers, members of staff, and students. It's a very smart way of collecting data on research that you may want to do. It gives you leeway to collect data, and at the same time, you can transfer that data to many other systems. It's adapted in such a way that you can transform the data into Stata. You can take your data into Excel. You can take your data into R. You can take your data in many other analytical systems that are available. That's how robust the data capture system is, the REDCap. And it's always updated. If new software for data analysis, for scientific analysis comes up, it is always updated. It is mainly quantitative data. Mr. Zulu will explain as he makes a presentation on the REDCap. So, colleagues, students, welcome to the REDCap presentation, which will be done by our own Mr. Emmanuel Zulu. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. With that being said, I will begin my presentation. As earlier introduced, my name is Emmanuel Zulu, and I'm the software developer at Lusaka Apex Medical University. So in our presentation, we are going to look at what REDCap is and why we use it. We'll also look at the core concepts and project types, building instruments, logic and calculations, surveys, users, roles, and data access groups. We'll also look at the data quality, audit logs, and compliance, imports, exports, APIs and integrations, mobile and offline data capture, randomization module, which is used in trials, and if time allows, I'll do a demo. So what is REDCap? The acronym REDCap stands for Research Electronic Data Capture, which is a platform that was built by Vanderbilt University. It is a secure web application used for building databases and surveys without any programming knowledge. It is widely used across institutions and multi-site studies. Why are we using REDCap at LAMU? We can rapidly start up surveys, which is build forms and surveys quickly within minutes. We can use it for data validation, branching logic, and calculated fields. It has audit trails, user-based permissions, and raw security. And it also allows us to export our data to SPSS, Stata, SAS, ARA, and CSV. So our instance for REDCap can be accessed at redcap.lamu.edu.zm/REDCap. So for you to log into this system, you need institutional credentials, of which you can request from the IT department. Core concepts of REDCap. So we have the project, which is the study workspace. So this is the actual project that you are working on. Instruments are the forms, the surveys that we are creating. Then a record is a participant or response that you get from a participant. An event is a time point. This is for longitudinal data projects, where you have to collect data at certain given events. Then we also have classic and longitudinal repeating instruments. So let's look at the project types and when we use them. So the classic project type is a single time point data capture. This can be maybe for course evaluations. Then you have longitudinal. This one has multiple events and time points. So if you have a survey that requires follow-ups, you use the longitudinal time. Then you also have a repeating project where you can reuse an instrument more than once. Built-in instruments. So we use the online designer where we point and click the form builder. We have the data dictionary. This one is the one that we can use to import. If you have a project that has been done or that you are doing in multiple sites, you can just import this data instead of starting to build from scratch. So field types, you have text, you have a drop down, you have a radio button, you have a checkbox, you have calculation fields, you have a file if you need people to upload certain files, and you also have a field for signature. So branching logic. So branching logic will show or hide fields based on prior answers. So let's say you have a question that has either two options and you have other. So let's say the user clicks other. You need a follow-up question. So once a user clicks other, you have that follow-up question which may be specified. So this can be configured in REDCap. You also have real-time calculations, e.g. BMI and scores. It can do that for you. We can also use it for typing to reference prior answers in labels. So once you have created the survey, you can now distribute that survey. So once you are done with the instrument, you now turn it into a survey. Then you have an option where you can create a public survey link. This link is the one that you you share with the people that are supposed to answer that survey. We also have automated surveys. This is where you configure the survey to send automatically via email once the conditions are met. So I'll be able to show this in the hands-on presentation. REDCap also allows us to control users, roles, and permissions. So you can assign the least privilege access per row, which would be to view, edit, and export the information. We can also limit access to the instrument by giving only access to specific people. We can also use row templates in case we need to use that row multiple times. We can create a template that we can use to assign to the users. We also have data access groups on REDCap. These restrict users to their sites and records. It also prevents cross-site viewing and edits, where you don't want another team member entering into your project and editing your project. So we are able to configure the roles and permissions just to allow certain people to access a certain project at a given time. So you can also allow for bulk import and rename groups for efficiency. REDCap allows us to check for data quality and audit logs. Validation rules and data quality module is able to do the checks for us. It has a comprehensive audit trail for all user activity. So whatever you do on REDCap is audited, and the admin can see who added which question and what time, who removed which record and what time. We can also query issue resolution workflow in case there's any issue in the survey. REDCap also allows us to do bulk imports via CSV with mapped variable names. So if you have your questionnaire already in Word, you can convert it to CSV and just upload it to REDCap instead of starting to build the survey line by line. So you can export this information to SPSS, Stata, SAS, ARA, and CSV. REDCap also allows for API and integrations. So API is just simply an application programming interface, meaning you can be able to integrate REDCap with any other system that you are using. Let's say you have built an application that should send information to REDCap. You can do that by integrating it and automating imports and exports. REDCap also has mobile and offline capabilities. It has a mobile application that's available for iOS and Android on the Play Store. This allows us to collect data offline and sync when you go online. This is good for field work, and especially if you are going in areas that do not have internet. So you can collect your data, and later on, when you're in an area which has internet, you can sync your data. It also has the randomization module, which is used for clinical trials. It implements a predefined allocation via an imported table. So the admins are required to create a table that you import that will do the randomization. So it will also track the assignment and allocation progress. Best practices to use REDCap. So first, you want to design your survey on paper, maybe Word. You want to create pilot forms with dummy data before you go live. Also make sure that you check the rows and the data access groups. Never share accounts. Don't give your account to someone else to use. Always document your logic and calculations, and also schedule for regular data quality checks. Example use cases of REDCap at LAMU. So we can use it to create student survey studies and course evaluations. We can use it for clinical audits and registries, community field data collection via mobile, and we can also use it for longitudinal cohorts, and follow-ups. If you may allow me, I'll just do a short demo on how we can create a simple project on REDCap.
Hi,
Hello, how are you, Prof?
I'm fine. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit late.
Okay, we are just about to do the demonstration on REDCap.
Fantastic, yes.
Okay. Okay, so this is our link. I'll share it in the chat to access REDCap. Okay, so once you log in, you'll be met with this interface, which will show you all the projects that you have under your profile. So if you are new, you click on new project, which will send an email to the administrator for you to be able to create a project. So these are some of the projects that we have done so far on our REDCap project. So I'll just start from scratch with a new one. So you want to give your project a title. Okay, you select the purpose of the project. You can give extra notes if you have there. So if you already have another REDCap project, maybe from another institution, they send you an XML file, you can either choose to upload the project if you already have one, or use a template in the case that we have created a template. In this case, we will create a blank project. Okay, so once you create the project, you have this page here, which has your project set up. So remember, for us to share a survey, we have to enable this project as a survey. This will allow us to generate a link that we can send to the participants that will participate in this survey. If this is a longitudinal survey, you have to enable longitudinal data and create forms. So you have your online designer. This one allows you to design your survey line by line, and you have the data dictionary, which will allow you to import your project. Here you have some extra settings. Whether you want your instrument to be repeating, you want to schedule a module, this is only for longitudinal data. If you want to use the randomization module, you can enable it. You also have SMS and voice call services for surveys and alerts. You can enable that as you want. And you also have an email template for servers and alerts, which you can enable. I'll leave them blank for now. So user rights, this is where you set who can access this project and what they can do on this project. Then once you are done with the project, you have verified, and you want people now to start answering this project, you have to move this project to production. So right now it's in development mode, where we can do the editing, and once we are done, we move the project to production. So how do we add questions? So we can use the online designer. I'll use the online designer for now. Okay, so now this is your instrument. The instrument is the form. So you can rename it or you can leave it at default. So I'll leave it at default.
Let's just name it for the sake of,
Okay.
let's say, LAMU for you. Health research project.
Okay, so once we are in the instrument, we can now add our questions. So you can either add a field, you can add a matrix of field, or you can import. So I'll use add field. So here now we choose what we are adding. We have a text box. This is for short text, numbers, and dates. You have a notes box. This is if the user or the people who are answering the survey are going to write a long paragraph, you have to select notes box. If there are any calculations, you add calculated field. You have multiple choice, which comes as a drop-down list and only allows for a single answer. You have multiple choice, which comes as radio buttons, which allows for only one single answer. You have check boxes that will allow multiple answers. You have yes and no answer. You have true and false. You have a signature option, which allows for the user to draw their signature using a mouse or their finger. We have file upload, which allows users to upload the file. You have a slider and descriptive text. You have a begin new section, and you have a SQL query.
You can scroll down the view and inspect the new students. Yeah.
Okay. So the first question I'm going to add to this survey is, do you consent to participate in this feedback survey? So this one is a yes or no question. Okay, so that's where we put our question. Then whichever question you create has to be given a variable name. This is very important when generating reports because we use the variables to generate the reports. So you can either give a variable name manually or you can enable auto naming, which is the easiest. So once you enable it, you see it has already given me a variable name. So that's our question there. And these are our choices, yes or no. Then you can either select, you can either choose if this is a compulsory question or not. So if it's required, if it's compulsory, you say yes. If not, we say no. Is this an identifier? So does this field contain identifying information, e.g. name, SSN or address? You can either select yes or no. So I'll leave it as no. So once you save, you have your first question there. Let's add another one. Next question will be yes or no. So would be the name. We're asking for the name of the participant. So for name, if you look at your options, can anyone tell me which option that we will use for the name if we want to receive a name?
Is it a text box?
Yes, correct. We'll use the short text. Then our question there. So yes, this is required, and yes, it's an identifier. So variable name has been given automatically, which is full name. Next question, we are asking for the email address. We'll use the same one, text box. This is an identifier as well. Next question, we are asking your primary role at LAMU. So here, we can either leave it open for someone to type, or if you have predefined answers, we can use a drop-down list, which is a single answer, or we can use checkboxes, which will allow for multiple answers. Maybe if someone is a student and also a member of staff, they can select that. So I think we'll go for checkboxes here. So yes, this is required. Then now we give our answers there. So your answers should be arranged in this order. And you have to number them. So if that is too much, REDCap can number them for you. You can leave them like this, but when you try to save, it will tell you that it will automatically add the numbers for you. So I find that much easier instead of you, in case you have over 100 options, you can just add them, then let REDCap do the numbering for you. So those will be the options there. So from this, we can now test the branching logic. So let's say we need a follow-up answer to other. Someone says other. We want them to specify. So we'll add another question where they'll text. Okay, so we have this. So when you look in this corner, you have options to edit the question. You have your branching logic. You have copy, and you have move. Then you also have delete. So we'll test the branching logic. Okay, so we use the drag and drop feature. So here it says show field only if or below are true. So we'll look for the question where we are saying other. Okay, so your primary row at LAMU other. So meaning this question will only show once someone clicks other. Then we save. So you can see this one has a branching logic. It will only show if your primary row is number 5, which is other. So that's how the branching logic works. So let me just add 2 more questions. So I'll go for check boxes because we may need more than one answer. We can try radio button, which is single answer. So this one will only allow for one answer. Okay. So on the left side, once you enter the survey, you now have options for the project. So you have your project home, you have your project setup, you have the designer, which is the one we have been using, and you have your dictionary, which is the one that you use to import questions. So if you look at the project status, it's currently in development. The answers will be saved, but you won't be able to export these because they are still in development. So for you to be able to export, you have to change the project to production. So you also have a data collection section. This one is where you check your records, what they have answered, and you can also add and edit your records. Then under applications, this is where the fun stuff is. You have your dashboards, you have your alerts and notifications, you have your multi-language management in case you want to use a different language. You have your calendar. This is where you do your data exports, reports, and statistics. This is where you do your data import tool. You also have data comparison tool. You have login, email login, comments, file repository. This is where you set your user rights, data access groups. You also have to, you can also customize and manage the e-signatures, data quality. This is where you also configure your API and also set up the REDCap mobile app. Then you have your help tutorials. It provides tutorials. And you can also suggest a new feature in case you feel there's something they missed. So we'll go back to project setup so that we can enable this as a survey and we can distribute. So if you noticed under data collection 2, when I disable this, survey distribution goes, meaning you can't share this survey. So once you enable survey, you now have the option to distribute the tool. So this will give you a public survey link or build a participant list for inviting responses. So once we have done that, let me also just move it to production as well. So like I said, once you move to production, you can either delete all the data that you used when testing, or you can keep the data and continue. Okay, so our survey is in production. We can now share this survey. So you go to your survey distribution tools. And one thing also, once you enter production, you can't edit your survey. So if you are a student or a member of staff, you don't have full admin access. For you to edit the survey, you need to request so that we move the project into draft mode. So once it goes to draft mode, then you can make your corrections and move it back to production. So once it's in production, you can't edit the survey. Okay, so you have your public survey link, which is that one, which you can copy, or you can create your own survey link for easy identification. You can send this URL via email. You can ask REDCap to send you the link via email. And you can also access the survey via QR code. If you want to share this on social media and what, you can generate a QR code which you can put on a poster, and people will be able to scan that QR code and reach your link. So let's create a custom link. Yes, so now we have the custom survey link. So all you have to do is copy this link, which I'll share in the chat. If you can quickly just answer those questions so that we can see how the report will look like. So I have shared the link in the chat. So if you can please quickly just click that link and answer the few questions that are in this survey so that we can look at the exports and how we can export this data. So once you have shared this link, you just go to your project, and now what you'll be interested is the record status dashboard. So this one now will show us how many people have answered. So once people start answering your survey, the responses will be coming in here, and you have labeling. Red means incomplete, someone didn't complete the survey. Yellow is unverified, green will mean someone has completed the survey. So far we have one record and the person has completed the survey. Let's fill in the survey at least. If we can have at least 2 or 3 responses, then we can export this data. Okay, so once you have a record like this, you can click on it to look at the response if you want to do this manually. This is complete. So you can either download or delete the record. So if you click on the icon, you will now see the responses. Okay, so we have 3 records. Now we want to export this data. So we'll come to the Applications tab and go to Data Exports, Reports, and Stats. Okay, so we have stats and charts. You can view the report. So this is the report. It will show you all the information. You can export, you can print. Export data will give you the option to export this. So these are the options that we have. We have CSV, Microsoft Excel raw data. So this one won't have the labels on the columns. It will just have the records. Then you have CSV, Microsoft Excel with labels. You have SPSS, you have SAS, you have ARA, Stata, and XML. So we can go for Excel with labels. So you have other options here which are optional. You can remove or identify fields. You can hash the records. You can remove unvalidated text fields. You can remove notes, essay boxes. You can remove all date and date time fields, or you can shift all dates by values between 0 and 365. So this is optional. You can leave it as it is. So CSV, you can select the format there if you want a tab, semicolon, pipe, or caret. So you leave it at default, which is the comma separated. And you click export. So once you click export, it will now give you an option to download this data. Then we can also look at the statistics and charts. So REDCap will make these charts for you in case you want to present this data quickly. So we have 5 yeses, 0 nos, the full names there, the rows. So student is leading with 3. We have 1 faculty member and 1 administrator. Which topics were most valuable? Surveys, we have 3, online designer, data dictionary, and survey queries. We also have mobile app and API integration. So REDCap is on its own can do this for you, the analysis. But if you want a deeper analysis, you can export this data into a specific file that you want to analyze. I think this marks the end of this presentation. I'll now hand over to Ms. Shinondo to take the question and answer session. Thank you.
Excellent presentation, Mr. Zulu. I would now like to open the floor for question and answer. You can do so by either raising your hand, the floor will be given to you, or you can write your questions or contributions in the chat. Please do not hesitate. This is an open platform. Professor Emaus, please.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm sorry that I haven't been on the screen for a long time, but but now I'm here. Emmanuel Zulu, thank you so much for the presentation. And on behalf of the Lusaka Fit Futures team, it has been wonderful both to have you on board and the REDCap system on board. And I just want to emphasize what a wonderful data collection instrument tool this is. And like we have tried it now in Lusaka Fit Futures for the main study going on, but also in the pilot study that we conducted last year, a year ago with a lot of variables. But and I will really emphasize the reports that we had this easily access to. So before starting the analysis on associations and regression analysis and so forth, but to be able to just to do the pilot study, and immediately we had access to the frequencies, the distributions. That was just wonderful. So I'm really thankful, and I'm also very happy for the expertise that Apex has built up and under your leadership of this. So just keep it up. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please, the floor is still open. Do we have any questions, contributions? I saw an applause from Kalonga. Thank you very much. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of some of our other members. I see we have a round of applause from our Dean, Faculty, Health Sciences, Dr. Angulu. You are most welcome. Thank you. We also have our Chief Librarian, Mr. Mvula, with us. A member from our professorial team, Professor Mwansa. You are most welcome. REDCap is a complementary tool indeed. As LAMU, research has been one of the forefronts of our institution. Gradually, not just our members of staff, as you can clearly see, who have been getting more involved with research, but as an institution, we also prompt our students to get involved in research as soon as possible, so that way their understanding of research, what it is, what is a part of it, as well as what they can contribute towards it, are known and understood sooner. If we don't have any burning questions, I understand Professor Mulenga, are you still with us, as well as Professor Viemba?
Yes, so very much around. We're would like to hear questions from the students because they are going to need this instrument, or may we say a tool. I know that for students who are hearing about REDCap for the first time, it may sound a bit confusing, but don't worry about that. We are available to assist. And we also program session where we probably need hands-on workshop with some students so that you can feel how it works with your own instruments, be it a tablet or a laptop or even a mobile, so that you have an array of pieces of devices that you can use that way. Initially, it may look complicated, but once you practice, it becomes very, very easy and adaptive. And we just assure you that this is a tool that many researchers across the world are using nowadays. It's very, very helpful because it helps you to do things very quickly. Indeed, you can create small surveys and collect information which is of good quality. So please ask questions. I know some of the questions may not be related to what you hear, but it's anything to help you understand REDCap.
Maybe while the students are thinking to ask a question, just to add on to what the DVC has said, and also maybe to ask Mr. Zulu to fill in. The summary that I've gotten is that REDCap is a robust system that you are able to design data collection instruments. You are able to collect data using it. You are able to do preliminary analysis now, and you are then able to export to other statistical packages and then do your analysis. Now, with that analysis or that profile for this software, the DVC has indicated that after this, it will be good now to have hands-on training. And maybe my question to Mr. Zulu is, how long will this take if the students were to come and learn hands-on, from the time that they learn just the basics to the time they're able to utilize it? How much time do we budget for that? I think we can take maybe a week so that we can start from scratch, where we design the instrument on paper, then we move on now onto the system. So first we can start with the design, which can take us a day, the next day we can now look at how to do that on the system. Then another day just to get any questions or queries from that. So 3 to 5 days is okay.
Okay, so I think it would be good. I'm not sure if Dr. Manza is online, but it would be a good idea to plan a 5-day workshop for this, which I believe that not only students, probably a number of other faculty and so on who may want to use this tool can also join in. So I hope it's something that can be planned.
Yes. Yes, indeed. What we plan to do is that we're going to have what we call a research support unit. In the future, we're going to synchronize it with the time the students are now ready to go in the field and start collecting the data. What we can do probably is we can set up sometimes in the evening when the first session can be presented, and we feel some practice. Some students can be here physically, some can still be online because we know some students will be out there in the field. Then the following day, at the same time, we continue with the system to go further in depth and do some practicals, and then we move just like that. That can happen. And we'll be doing this for many other systems of research, maybe sample sizing. There can be a session on sample sizing where a presenter comes on board. They also show the instruments that they can use for sample sizing or even using REDCap and things like that. So we are open to suggestions as to how we can go about continue to give support to students as well as members of staff or anybody who wants to do research in LAMU. Is Dr. Mwanza there?
Professor Mwanza is with us.
Mwanza.
Mwanza.
Yes.
He's currently not online.
Dr. Hongura has got a question.
Yes. She wrote, we will definitely need more training. We will call for a follow-up meeting. Thanks a lot for this. This is insightful.
So
Thank you,
just to
Dr.
add on
Welcome.
to what you said. Yes, I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
Yes. So yes, for researchers, I would advise that we utilize the platform because at least we're able to store large data sets on REDCap and can be accessed from anywhere in the world. Would like us to use REDCap because that around the globe. So I encourage all the researchers also to be familiar with the REDCap so that we can. Thank you very much for the forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Angolo. Definitely a call to action. Let us all take the time, the chance to get familiar with REDCap, the systems, and how to work it. Thank you. Do we have any other comments, questions? Please do not hesitate. This is your floor.
Do we have a roll call?
Yes.
How many students have attended?
How many students are listening from any of our Lusaka campuses? Do we have any listening from Chalala, Mutandwa, Olympia? No hands. Do we have any listening from out of Lusaka? We also welcome those, whether it's those in Chapata or those in other countries. It seems today's group is very shy. We have Kalonga, Mongomba, listening from Chalala campus. Thank you. Welcome. You've done well. Well, it seems most are still quite shy. That is fine. And I can see we already have those from our professorial team present. Thank you so much for coming through. We have now reached our 1 hour, our 1 hour mark. So I would like to invite closing remarks from our professorial team.
So I think I already said what I wanted to say, just to appreciate the robustness of this tool, and to encourage not just the students but faculty to be able to learn this. And I think my appeal really to the leadership is to accord that opportunity, 5-day workshop for us to learn, including myself. So I think that is something that I just want to appeal that happens. Thank you.
Professor Nina, you want to say something?
I just wanted to say thank you so much. And again, I'm so happy that that actually you suggested us to use the REDCap system. It's just wonderful. It's just wonderful. And yeah. And it's that short way from that data collection to data storage and then to the data set. It's just wonderful. So yeah. And the young ones, those who are very good on computer science, they just catch this very easily. So, I can follow it, but I don't do that. I don't do the writing myself. But
Much. Thank you very much for what. And we can see that it's true. If you don't practice it, it doesn't become exciting. We
Professor Mulenga, we seem to have lost you. It seems we may have a glitch in our internet connection. Could you please let me know in the chat if any of you are able to hear me? Oh no, we have lost. All right. Please give us a moment while our presenters team is getting back online. Apologies. Once again, please don't hesitate to get accustomed with REDCap. For some of us, we frequently heard the term REDCap, but now we have learned what it actually is. So this has been quite eye-opening. Professor Mulenga, welcome back. We lost you for a moment. Could you please unmute?
Yes, thank you very much. I think with the ongoing, let's not prolong the discussions. I just want to thank everybody who attended this session for now, for your time. Thank you very much indeed. I think we have come to the close. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Excellent. Thank you, everybody, for participating and coming through. This has been quite an eye-opening presentation. Once again, a thank you to our presenter, Mr. Emmanuel Zulu. Job well done. And thank you, professorial team, for your guidance and excellent feedback. This marks the end of today's special presentation. Please enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.